So as you can see, I don't know if I did a banner, but we have a title. Okay. And in the title, what are we talking about today? Y'all, we're talking about quite a few different things. I want to get into how people are fake out here in this world. Of course, we know that people are fake. People are freaking fictitious in the world. But y'all, I'm just tired of it all. Oh, thank you, Solar Guy. You said I look amazing. Oh, shouts out to you, King. I still never got my freaking photograph with the ensemble. I would love to get one day. Okay, and you said Bella Noir, check out the YouTube page Nurses to Riches. They have some really helpful information and career tips. Wonderful. I love how y'all just network with one another in the chat section. See, we're about positivity and encouragement over here. I thank y'all so much. So yeah, we're talking about fake people. Why did I put this in the title, y'all? People are so freaking fictitious. People are fake. People are freaking phony. And that's why I said, if she said, thank you, Solar God. That's why I was like, man, we might want to get passports and start traveling the world. I encourage people to do that. Start getting out and seeing other countries, other cultures, and see what they're getting into. Because over here in America, these people are low vibrational, like I don't know what. And what I'm talking about is I'm talking about your boy, okay? I'm talking about your boy Derek freaking Jackson, y'all. And a lot of women has been following Derek Jackson because he gave relationship advice. Y'all know Derek Jackson was the one telling people to leave their significant others, their fiancés, their husbands, their boyfriends, children's fathers. If he's not doing this right, if he's not doing that right, oh, you don't need him, leave him. If he calls you, don't call him back. Let him stay where he's at. And that's exactly what he did to his wife. Okay. Left her as a single mother with two children. So we got to get into it because I am so tired. I am so tired of everybody capitalizing off of the melanated female's pain, okay? And basically monetizing off of it. If you look on YouTube, do you know how many quote unquote relationship gurus are out there that are melanated males, okay? Giving advice to melanated women. And I'm sorry, I don't believe that a man can speak for a woman, okay, when it comes to certain things like how she's feeling. You only know what she tells you by observing, by watching, by hearing them talk. And Derek Jackson was raised by his single mother. I did a little bit of research on him. It said he's the youngest of five children. So he grew up with a single mother, you all. You said that from day one, Solar God. And you know, here's the thing. I appreciate you, Solar God, for saying that because I think a lot of times women or females do not listen to men. Like when y'all tell us stuff and y'all be like, look, they're just trying to capitalize off of you. They're just trying to have a come up or they're trying to use you or whatever the case is. Other males can pinpoint what's going on before females can. Okay. And for whatever reason, they don't take the advice, they ignore the advice, they don't listen to the advice. And then at the end, they start complaining, they're crying, they're whining, they're moaning, they're groaning, and telling you about the problem. And you've already told them what it was from day one. Because what I say is that other men know how other men think, other males know how other males think. You know why? Because they're a male. So when people try to talk about women's issues and what a woman should do in their relationship, they can only speak from a male's perspective. And that's just how I feel about the situation. You know, and so anyway, y'all know what he's been telling women out here, that your man basically needs to be perfect, but y'all know there's no such thing as a perfect man. He didn't come out and actually say those words. You said fact, Solar Guy? Yeah, because people that are tuning in that's going to listen to this, they're going to feel like, oh, you know what? You taking up for the male, you taking up for the man, you're giving him excuses. No, I'm giving the truth because there's no such thing. And we know as a perfect person, okay? We know that. But if you let Derek Jackson tell you, y'all, your man will need to be a nanny. He will need to be a freaking masseuse. He will need to be a nurse. He will need to be a house cleaner. He will need to be your husband. a boyfriend, a father. He has to do all these things. And I know that they say women do all these things as well, because women do go through a lot, especially when they're single mothers. But what I'm saying is there's no such thing as perfect. And a lot of women have listened to Derek Jackson and have ended their relationships based on some of his advice. Okay. And if you don't believe me, look in the comments section of his YouTube channel and check it out. Because I actually I went through his YouTube, and if you remember when he got caught cheating last year, because that's when that whole fiasco went down last year, he came on the platform with his wife. She was dressed like a militant woman. Okay, she had on a beret, a black beret, and she had on a crew neck army fatigue shirt that looked like it was some type of pajama shirt, and she was on there defending her relationship, defending her man. She was writing Bible verses all on her Instagram page, y'all. And yet, and still, what did he do the very following year? The same thing that he did. So, how is Derek Jackson qualified to give relationship advice if he's not even following his own advice that he's telling other people to do? That's, and you know who else did that? Let's look at Steve Harvey. Think like a what? Think like a man, act like a woman. First of all, first of freaking all, let's just say this. If you're a woman, because the creator made us different biochemically, and you can research this in science. Shout out to Miss Noir. You're a nurse. I'm sure you took some of this when you had to go to nursing school. We are biochemically made different, including our brains. Okay. It is said that the corpus callosum in the middle of our brains as females is a lot thicker than the males. Our communication is different. So a lot of times when we think that men should automatically know how we're feeling and know that we're irritated, they don't even know. You have to tell them. Okay. So don't sit up here and say, think like a man, act like a woman, because how are you going to think like a man if you're not a man? You don't have the same type of hormones. I mean, we do all have testosterone and estrogen and progesterone, but we have it in it's more pronounced in the male. Okay, that's why when women try to change over to men, they have to take more testosterone, and when men try to change into women, they have to take more estrogen. That is the difference. Those chemical balances, hormonal levels are different. So there's no way that we'll ever all the way completely think like a male. I wish VETV was on here today, because that is something that we actually talked about behind the scenes, and he did a test, and based on the test, the way that females answered the questions was totally different from how males answered the question. So y'all, this is scientific facts. Nobody's making this stuff up. And that's another thing too. Like, people can sit up here and tell you all these things about what you should do with your relationship. And the same women that's saying, "Oh, girl, I wouldn't be putting up with that. I don't know how you do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. I can't handle it. Nah, I wouldn't do it. I can't go through that." They have probably been through what you're going through and a lot worse. They're not going to tell you everything that they have put up with a dude. They're not going to tell you all of their issues. A lot of women will keep things quiet and hidden because they try to portray a certain image to the public. That's why I don't believe in putting relationships all across Facebook, all across social media. And every time people see these people, what do they say? "Ooh, Beyonce, Jay-Z, couples goals. Ooh, look at the Migos. Look at Quavo, Sweetie, couples goals." What do you see Sweetie right now? Making diss tracks, okay, while Quavo is allegedly in mourning over Takeoff. So you understand what I'm saying? Why do people listen to this nonsense? And another thing, you want to take relationship advice from these quote unquote relationship gurus. Do you know how many relationships and wives they've been through before they got onto the marriage they're at right now? These people are like in their 50s, some of them in their 50s, on second and third wives, quote unquote Steve Harvey. Okay. And let's not even get into how he treated his first and second wife. Okay. Because they were sleeping in a car. So when they talk about a ride or die chick, "I need her to ride for me until she dies." Ain't nobody doing, who's doing that? Because it wouldn't be me. Do you think that you could go to jail and this man is going to wait for you for 1 year, for 2 years, for even 5 months? Do you think the man is going to do that? But you're supposed to be subjected to all this nonsense, okay? And so let's get back to Derek Jackson, y'all, and this nonsense of some advice that he's been giving these women.